Hey YouTube family, it's Humberto from GrayLaw TV, and we just want you to know with this coronavirus that your GrayLaw family is here for you. It's a difficult time. We know it's difficult for a lot of you, both economically, immigration-wise. And what I want to share with you today is, some impacts that this coronavirus has on your immigration. All interviews are being postponed. If you have an appointment at immigration, it will be rescheduled as of today. It's going to be the week of March 15th moving forward, both at USCIS as well as at the U.S. consulates abroad. All interviews are being postponed as of March 18th. So if you have an interview prior to March 18th, you can perhaps still make that, but check with the consulate. Otherwise, appointments are being rescheduled. As well, immigration court, if you have a deportation case, most of these cases are being rescheduled. You want to check, you want to dial in. There's a call-in number that you can call and find out when your interview is taking place. Most likely it's going to be rescheduled. So the impact is all interviews are being rescheduled. With regard to travel, there's travel bans right now. You cannot leave the U.S. and get back in for most places. Today they just closed the Canadian border. The Mexican border is being closed. So if you have travel plans, you might want to reconsider that. Only in case of emergency. I'll go through some real cases of clients of mine that are being impacted by this coronavirus recently. So I have one client, he's from London, and he's here on the ESTA. That's the temporary 3-month visa, which is about to expire. Well, guess what? He can't travel back. There's no flights to Europe, in or out. So what we have advised is there is at your local district office a deferred inspection. You can go there and you can indicate that, look, this is an emergency, and they do have discretion on humanitarian basis to extend your ESTA. Generally with an ESTA, as you know, there's no extensions, there's no change of status. And, generally, if you overstay that ESTA time period, you can be removed from the United States. You can be canceled off of the ESTA privilege of entering, as a visitor. So this stuff is real. And, please, I think what you should do, consult with an attorney if you have questions regarding your status. I have an Italian client. This is a really sad case. His dad caught coronavirus. He was just notified. He had 12 hours to book a ticket last out of the U.S. to get home because his mom had no food. They're on lockdown and he had to go take care of his family. He's on an I-751 petition through marriage that is currently being processed. Now, I've advised this client time and time again, look, there might be an emergency. You have a receipt when you file the I-751 that extends for 18 months your green card, your conditional green card. And I advised him, I said, look, generally it's taking 2 years to get to an interview for the I-751. The receipt automatically extended his conditional status for 1.5 years or 18 months. Well, after the 18 months, I notified him and I said, look, you might think about going to the district office and getting a further extension where they stamp your passport with the conditional green card. He didn't heed my advice. So at this point, he's stuck. He has to travel back home. He doesn't have a way of getting back in for 2 reasons. Number one, his extension period has expired. Number two, there's no flights from Italy to the U.S. He decided to go, and we're going to have to figure this one out because all of the consulates are closed at this point. Generally, on an emergency like that, he would go into the consulate and they would give him a travel permit to re-enter the U.S. But he's in a very precarious situation. It's because he didn't heed to our advice. So again, what I would advise is consult with an immigration attorney, make sure that all your ducks are in a row, you have all that you need in case there's an emergency and you have to depart the United States. You have to have your proper documentation to return. I have another client that I consulted with who's from Argentina. She has a fiance in the U.S. She's in school in Argentina, so routinely she would come to visit her fiance. Well, she called me and she said, Humberto, with all of this going on, should I visit my fiance? And I advised her, I said, no. I think at this point, with all the restrictions, everything that's going on with coronavirus, don't come to the U.S. Why don't you wait? Well, she didn't take my advice, and she came to the U.S. last Monday. She was pulled into secondary inspection. This is where they inspect you. Now, she told the truth. She said, look, my fiance is in the U.S. I'm just coming to visit. Well, they didn't believe her. They did an extensive Q&A. And they actually removed her from the United States. So she has a 5-year bar because she didn't listen to my advice. These times are tough. These times are tough. You have to be prepared. Please be prepared. Do the right thing. Listen to the advice of an attorney. And we'll get through this. From your GrayLaw family, we will get through this. This will pass. Thanks for watching GrayLaw TV. Click below, like, and subscribe.